Con sabor.
Con sabor.
Con sabor.
Con sabor. Con sabor.
Yeah, just like that.
All right.
That's it.
What's up, guys? We're back with another episode, and today we're going down to San Jose with my boys Johnny and Joey. We're going to visit Con Sabor. They're known for their world famous Quesabirria tacos. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos on food. I do so many things and go to so many restaurants, and I want to bring you guys in and show you kind of my experiences. We're also going to break down the fights from UFC Mexico. Joey was just out there, and he can give you guys a little insight of what happened. Let's go hit the road.
All I'm saying is that I'm really excited to go visit Con Sabor and eat this birria taco. I was introduced to my very first birria taco at Choice gas station off of Fruit Ridge Boulevard. I didn't realize that I was gonna get that like little bowl of consommé. I thought I got this like Mexican soup for in addition to my taco. I didn't order this shit. What is this? They're like, you dip your taco into that. You know, they were the very first one I had, and it was like crispy, flavorful, delicious, and then you dip in that consommé. That shit was so fire. Let's go.
It's consommé.
Consommé. Have you ever been to Choice?
No, I've never been there.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Josh sent me this picture, this video, of this place we're going to a while ago, Con Sabor. I didn't know that the damn birria taco was that big. It looked big in the video, but man, the one he showed me now looks like it's shit about half the size of a pizza. I'm looking forward to it. It looks crunchy, and that's what's most important with these is that crunch. I'm forward to flavor, but I'm excited, man. I can't wait to get out there.
I was introduced to Quesabirria tacos, of course, from Joey. You know, I go over to the house, and Luisa makes some of the best Mexican food. I'm always telling him how jealous I am, just because I love to eat, and Mexican food has to be some of my favorite. So it's gonna be hard to top her tacos, but I've of course had them at multiple places. There's this other taqueria we go to, Nick's Taco. Their birria taco is I think one of the best ones that I've had as well.
Luis asked me the first time, you want some birria? I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I was thinking of goat. And she goes, it's chicken. I was like, chicken? I never heard of that. And she goes, that to me, to them, that's normal. It's just the process and the way they make it.
Okay.
And the dipping.
Have you tried the goat or no?
No,
Have you ever tried it, Joey?
Yeah, I've had it.
I mean, I'm sure it's fine. It's all tender.
It all depends on who makes it. Somebody can make a catfish taste good and somebody can make it taste like a shit. One thing I'm glad about this place too is that it's actually a taco truck that we're going to Con Sabor instead of being like a restaurant.
Yeah.
I feel like taco trucks always have the best tacos. That's all they specialize in, whereas a restaurant, they have a bigger menu. They're making the rice and making all this other stuff. But when you go to a taco truck, it just tastes more, authentic, and I feel like it's more, the flavors are there and the salsas are there.
But I feel like they're just so much more specialized too, because it's like in and out. It's like they're just making burgers. Exactly. They're just making fucking tacos and a few other items.
Molitas.
Yeah, molitas. So going back to UFC Mexico, we were at Rachel's house. We were all playing some games and stuff like that, and we had the fights on. And I know Ricky was supposed to fight Rosa, and we were tuning in like 3 minutes before he was supposed to fight, and then all of a sudden it's like I saw Zell Huber and Prado walking out, and I was like, what the hell? So I started looking back, and I'm like, did I miss Ricky's fight? I swear he was supposed to be on right now. And then I figured something had happened because I looked at like the Instagram of UFC and didn't see any like results. I looked at the website and didn't see anything too. So I was like, man, something had to happen. So then that's when I hit you up, Joey.
We didn't even find out till literally about 3 minutes before we were about to walk out. So we're there. Ricky had gone to Mexico 4 weeks in advance because of the elevation. We wanted to get acclimated, get some training and make sure he adjusted. So he got out there 4 weeks. He got an Airbnb and was training at the UFC gym, and everything was going good. I got there 2 weeks out to get the training, and he adjusted well. And I don't know when Rosas got there. I had heard he'd been out there for about a month up in the mountains training. So everything was going, everyone was on schedule, and both of them made weight. Everyone looked well and looked good, looked strong. And the next day we got to the venue, and everything was going as planned. It was kind of weird that no fights had fell off the card though, because usually, no matter what, at some fight, at damn near every fight card, at least one fight falls off for some reason. Someone has a bad weight cut, or who knows. Just always, there's always something, and everything was fine at this one. We're at the fights. We get Ricky warmed up. The fights have started, and I mean, it was weird. Like usually when the fights get called off, it's we know in advance, like not right as you're gonna walk out. And you know, Josh, when we get there, they'll tell you, I'm always going out saying, hey, Dean, time, the exact time when we're going to walk, so then we know how we're going to prepare when we start our warm-ups backstage. Like, that's important to know when you're going to walk. So I'm always doing that, and it was Roger out there, and Roger told me, okay, after this next fight, it's going to be 3 minutes. So I was like, he said, no matter what happens, usually they've been going, whether it stops early or goes distance, doesn't matter. They're pushing it right now. So 3 minutes after this fight, you're ready to go. Cool, so ready to go. And the girls fought, and it was a good, sick fight. They announced a decision, so I told Ricky, all right, Ricky, 3 minutes. That's what we're planning on. So me and Alex Verono and Matt Wald were back there with him, and we're standing on the edge of the mat. Ricky's in meditation state phase. He's ready to let the dragon out. He's going to get out there and do work. And usually at that time, Roger or Dean will come back and say, okay, it's time to go. But all of a sudden we see Sean Shelby come walking back, and that right there is kind of a red flag, because he wouldn't mess with the fighter before the fight. He's out there cage side. Yeah. So we see him walking out, and he asks, he's like, hey, who's going with Ricky? And I said, well, all of us right here. And he's like, oh, he told us he's going to tell us first, and he let us know what happened, that the fight was off. So we had to tell we were in shock. We were like, fuck, we're about to walk out. Like, he's greased up, he's gloved up, and everyone's ready to go. We're in that mode, like it's a lot of build-up. So then we tell Ricky, and he took it actually really, really well, considering like he's about to go to war in seconds, and he was in shock, obviously, but he took it pretty well. And then, Sean was going back and forth, and then they were trying to reschedule the fight for, the following week, and there was just a lot going on. It was nuts. Apparently they didn't even announce it to the crowd because they were afraid of the reaction they were going to get, because the last time they were in Mexico, there was...
Well, it probably was right after that brawl that happened in the crowd, so they were scared to say something
too, and they were afraid to announce, so I guess they only announced it on TV, but they didn't announce it to the crowd. So the cut man, Rob Monroe, was going to go work our fight, so he was making his way out to the cage, and then all of a sudden he sees Zellhuber walking out, and Roddy's like, what the hell, I said, hey, they're fucking up, it's the wrong fight. And then he realized he had to get out. It wasn't his fight, that the fight had been canceled, and it was crazy, like, to be that close to walking out and get told it was canceled.
That's got to be like a first though too, right? Like I think there was one other time where somebody, I think they got hurt right before they were supposed to walk, like rolling in the back, or maybe they threw out their back. It was something that I can remember.
That wasn't Kevin Holland, I think?
Yeah, maybe it was something like that. But other than that, it's like we know, like if someone doesn't make weight and they get sick that night after weighing, or maybe worst case, you at least know in the morning, it's like, oh, the fight's off. And you have plenty of time. Yeah, plenty. Like that's hours and hours. But I couldn't imagine like how I feel going into a fight, and then like when we're about to walk, because you're always like, 4 minutes after this fight, you guys are walking, we're like in the tunnel getting ready, and then that to happen, I'll be like, are you serious? Like you think someone's messing with you.
And we just saw them and their whole team, when we get shuttled off, like you have your check-in time, we're there in their room, we're in their room, and also, okay, let's go guys, and we walk out and you see them. We walked past our whole team, and I saw him there, he looked fine. I thought, we're gonna go fight, like everything looked fine. And I saw, they're promoting him on the video and warming up and him walking in, and so it was weird. It was that close, and we didn't get to go, but it was crazy. Like Ricky was down to move. It sucked. We didn't get to fight all that time we spent, but if there's a possibility to rebook it for the following week, and they were trying to figure out the weight cut and the numbers, but then of course Ricky was all in, but I don't know if they were able to.
If I'm sick, I'm not taking a week later.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm his team, I'm advising him to push this out another 6 weeks. You might be sick for another week and a half, and you're not going to train. You're going to be tired. You're going to come in a lesser version of yourself,
and then try to fight. It's not. Yeah.
And then you have to go back and get that conditioning back.
But it sucks too for that they've known about this fight for so long, and then it's like they peaked at the right time, and then it's like the letdown, and then you got to like restart, and then obviously they put on weight, hydrated, ate up, and then it's like to fight that soon again, like. So who knows? But it's just like I said, an unfortunate situation. That'd be that'd be a tough spot to be in. And then the Zellhuber versus Prado, that was an exciting fight. You know, I felt that Zellhuber would, you know, I thought he would get it, but I was thinking that Prado, he was a huge underdog. I think he was like a plus 280. So I was like, just based off of his record and how talented he is, and he's, you know, he has a lot of knockouts. He has a lot of submission wins. I was betting the dog on that one, but it was still just like such a risky fight because Zellhuber is such a good up and coming prospect, and man, that guy is talented, and he's so damn big for the division. Yeah, so damn long.
He was piecing his ass up.
And it was a crazy tough ass like war, like a back and forth brawl. Like it was a good ass at it. It's great for the fans. And that Yair Ortega fight was crazy too. Like it looked great. The first round looked like it was gonna be a wrap before Ortega, and then he came back somehow. Fucking Weber just slower.
That's what I thought too, because Yair comes out so he's so like explosive and dynamic, like he throughout the whole fight, but especially the first few rounds he comes out and throws everything. And I saw Ortega, he twisted his ankle, rolled his ankle, and I was
crazy.
like, that was insane. And then he came out, and yeah, he was just firing off some hard, powerful shots, and he dropped Ortega twice. I thought he was gonna, you know, yeah, seal the deal in the first round, but yeah, like you said, Ortega weathered the storm, and he came back, and I almost felt like, I don't know if it was the altitude or what it was, but towards the end of the second when Ortega got on top of him, and I was thinking that he was almost like done, you know, he wasn't really trying to like work to get up, he wasn't digging the underhooks, going to single legs, he was just kind of like laying flat on his back, and that's a dangerous place to be in with Ortega on top of you. And then come the third round, he got him down, and he did have a slick setup with that arm triangle choke. But yeah, that it kind of mixes up the division again.
What do you think's next for Ortega?
For the featherweight title, like I know there's a lot of talk between, you know, Ortega possibly being ready for Spain if Volkanovski isn't ready, but I believe Volkanovski should get a rematch just because he was such a dominant champion. He's been the featherweight champion since 2019, so I think he should have like first dibs at getting the rematch, and if not him, Max Holloway should, you know. Other than that, I think Ortega still needs to win another fight at least, but it's all about timing. So depending on, you know, what happens in the division, who's ready, I guess we just kind of have to wait and see how things play out. And then in the main event, it was Brandon Royval versus Brandon Moreno, and that was a fight. It was super close, back and forth. It went to a split decision to Royval, and it's cool for him because he got some redemption. He lost to Moreno in the past. He definitely made some adjustments and improved big time. And he took this fight on short notice after losing to Pantoja for the second time. So, you know, it's awesome that he got the job done, got the win, and now he's right back in line as the #1 contender. And I think Pantoja and him have to kind of run that back, because even the title fight was so damn close on the card that I fought on. You know, it was a close fight. So I'm looking forward to them doing a trilogy. And then speaking about all these fights, we're almost to our destination, so I'm excited to check out these tacos. Oh, so far this is crazy. I'm so excited. You know, I've known about this place for years, and we finally made the trip to come down here. And yeah, I'm like, look at this already, man.
Big one at a time.
Yeah.
Good.
Ooh. You know, I was really nervous that this was going to be a super soggy taco, and it is as hard of a shell as it looks like on all the videos, and it holds up to all the hype. Once I held it, and you can hold that whole thing and it doesn't break, this taco is fire. The consomme is fire. It's not greasy. I would drive out here 2 hours once a week to get this taco. And no one's talking enough about this orange salsa, whatever it is. This stuff's fire. San Jose hits for this stuff.
Yeah, I think this, compared to a lot of the birria tacos I've had, it's definitely up there, and it's so damn big, but it meets like all expectations. Like, it's crispy. It's like the flavor is unreal with like the meat, and the cheese is melted, and it's not really greasy. You definitely have to make the drive to come down here, but it's ranking at the very top, and I'd say it's one of the most affordable tacos given how big it is too.
I'm really amazed at how crunchy this is. Look how much I've eaten, and it's still solid, still crunches. The crunch is great. What I really like about the flavor, obviously, is good. But what I like about it is, usually when you go get Quesabirria tacos, they like to overpack it with cheese and misses out on takes away from the flavor of the meat. This is like the perfect blend of the cheese and the meat, so you really get a taste of the meat in every single bite, and the flavor and the care they put into preparing this with the consomme. This is one of the best birria tacos I've ever had. Excuse me.
All right, you guys, that's a wrap. We just finished up at Quesabirria. They're known for their world famous birria tacos. Definitely worth the drive. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cut. Turn it off. Hit the red button.